Well, good day. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mrs. Ayabumi Moore. What a phenomenal leader you are, and we thank you. I look so forward to those Empower Me Now moments. We've got folks from all across the globe, a lot of information to cover on tonight. You want to hear from our president. Many of you will meet him in just a few short days. So let's go on right now. Let's bring on our president, J. Joshua Beisel, as he will start off and share a number of corporate updates. And then we'll see if there's maybe a little training there, maybe even a little optional Q&A. President Beisel, again, was president of a top alternative energy company. He took $55.36 and parlayed that into multiple seven-figure enterprises, a founder, CEO of the largest independent MLM call center in the world, and we are excited that he is our visionary leader helping us to lead the revenue sharing revolution. President Beisel, the call and the webinar is yours, my friend.
T. Lamont, I want to thank you as always for that awesome introduction. And T. Lamont, the last 4 or 5 days have been a whirlwind of absolutely phenomenal activity. So many of our leaders and soon-to-be leaders are absolutely to be commended for their tireless hard work and effort. Folks, it is absolutely paying off. T. Lamont, we are continuing to see daily growth in both the promotion of folks' Jubi Rev site. We're also seeing huge growth right now as people fund their accounts. And we actually kicked off phase 2 this past Thursday. That's just like four days ago. And I have to tell you, thousands and thousands of people have piled in. They've locked in a position ahead of the masses, folks. Something we're going to share with all of you here on tonight's call, exactly what you need to do in order to accomplish that. So, T. Lamont, it has been fantastic. But the first order of business, you mentioned it, was there are a lot of people actually coming out to our very first phase 2 kickoff meet and greet with the president this Wednesday and Thursday right here in sunny Phoenix, Arizona. T. Lamont, I know you're coming in just a little bit early. You'll be out here tomorrow. Excited to have you here. We have leaders from around the globe that have piled in. And what's really exciting, T. Lamont, is the opportunity for us to meet with leaders. We're going to do some video outtakes that people can put up on YouTube. We're going to actually do some recordings in there, so we're going to be able to share with all of our Jubi family a little bit about this event. We're going to be planning on making some pretty big announcements, and I have to say it's quite an awesome event that we have already put together. And T. Lamont, I'm actually announcing this for the first time. You don't know this, but at the event we have a very special guest speaker, so you are going to be really in for a treat, my friend. You're going to be having the opportunity to meet with one of the personal development leaders who really impacted my life and is one of the 2 people that I believe helped me convert my mindset from that of being poor to living in abundance. One of 2 people who actually on the same day impacted my life, and my life was forever changed. Now after that, I have several other people, T. Lamont, that I owe a lot of credit to, who taught me the mechanics of success, and at some point I'll have an opportunity, I hope, to introduce some of those great leaders as well to our incredible promoter force out here with Jubi Rev, Jubi Max. But very pleased, T. Lamont, with this announcement. We actually just finalized everything here in the few hours before this call, and just so excited. You know, originally I wasn't going to do that, T. Lamont, just going to be a quick little meet and greet together and shake hands, everybody meet around the conference table. But you know what happened, T. Lamont? We have too many people. My conference table is not big enough for everybody that's coming in. And what I should mention is, T. Lamont, that this is not the official first company event. This was just going to be a little pre-gathering, T. Lamont, and what's happened is that people are piling in here. Leaders are saying, hey, who is that Jubi Rev, Jubi Max? I need to know a little something about that. It seems like they're the real deal. Well, folks, we are. And you know, here you can see this incredible system that you have the opportunity to work with, and big announcements coming. So if you don't mind, T. Lamont, I want to just go ahead and give a quick overview for the leaders on tonight's call of what they can expect us to cover, and then we can actually go through and actually kind of talk about some of these key things in a little bit more detail. But for all of the leaders here on tonight's call, we're going to talk just briefly a little bit more about the presidential meet and greet, which is coming up this week. We're going to give you the information on how to RSVP. Some of you I know are going to Priceline.com and other great sites online to be able to find cheap tickets to fly in out here and get to that Wednesday meeting. Really exciting. But we're also going to be talking about loading funds. T. Lamont, I've never seen anything like this. A company launches and they don't have any major snafus. So it has been a huge success. I'm just so proud of our entire team. We're going to talk a little bit about loading funds. We're also going to be talking about on this call, folks, the founding members qualifications. T. Lamont, there is an opportunity here, and I know we're going to talk about this more in a minute, but I want everyone to know there's a very special time-sensitive opportunity to join Jubi Rev, Jubi Max as one of our founding members. And I want to share with everyone here on tonight's call what you need to do to get qualified for that. We're also going to be talking about not one but two founding members bonuses, and I got to tell you, these are really getting some leaders to get fired up, and some soon-to-be leaders. You know, they may not quite see everything yet, but they're like, okay, I know that's going to be big, and so really, really exciting, folks. It is going to be big. But also want to talk about here in just a little while some new tabs in the back office, the corporate tab in specific. We're going to make some announcements on the upcoming comp plan PDF for you leaders. Also, leaders, really pleased to announce the location of the upcoming Jubi Suite training. And when will the Jubi Suite be live? Well, we're going to give you a date on that here on tonight's call. Really excited about that. And then, of course, we're always going to share some additional Q&A if we have time here, so that we can continue to help everyone continue to grow in their business and really just experience all the great things that our team has put together. So with those little quick details, those little quick snippets that I've put out there, T. Lamont, are you ready to come to Phoenix, my friend?
Yes, sir, I am ready. As a matter of fact, by popular demand, someone just asked if we would put the phone numbers. We're just gathering that. We're about to put the phone number. Actually, I'm so excited about coming to Phoenix that I'm coming a day early. I'm leaving very early in the morning, so I'll get there in the early afternoon tomorrow. And what's the weather like? It was a little chilly down here in Orlando today. It was a little chilly for my taste. It got cold last night, my friend.
Yeah, did it? How cold was it where you are? You have pretty good weather, too.
Well, you know, I don't think we hit freezing. I don't think we've hit freezing all year long, but it was a little cold. We've been in the 50s at night, and we were like in the 30s last night, so we kind of got cold.
I think today was about 68, T. Lamont. That ought to keep you warm. Yeah,
I'm fine. I can work with that. All right. Yes. So we're looking so forward to being there. We'll be there tomorrow afternoon.
And I'm glad that you're coming. And this is one of the things I should mention here quickly, T. Lamont, about this, is that our official meet and greet is going to be on Wednesday from 12 to 4, and also on Thursday from 12 to 4. And really important here, the really important thing I want to mention, that Marriott's already sold out for Wednesday night. So here's what we want you to do, folks. If you are coming, if you have not RSVP'd, please do me the courtesy of RSVPing. The way I want you to do that is to quickly go log into your Jubi Max back office, go to the support tab, and put in a help desk ticket that says, hey, I'm going to RSVP to come on out and see you on Wednesday, or Wednesday and Thursday. That would be fantastic. And in that support ticket, as we have listed on the screen, please include your name, your username, your phone number, which days you're coming, the number of people in your party. That would be really, really helpful if you could. And T. Lamont, I am so excited. I can't wait to have the opportunity to meet everyone. And you know, this is amazing. We actually announced this, I believe, like 1 week ago, and we already have a huge group of people coming in. I'm so excited about it. Can you imagine how big our first live company kickoff party is going to be? I mean, that is going to be absolutely amazing. Oh man, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So with that said, T. Lamont, I know we've got a lot we want to cover here on this call. What I'd like to do, if you've got just a little bit of time for me here still, T. Lamont, I'd like to talk about the founding members qualifications and the founding members bonuses, and then we can jump in here and talk about some of the new technology, some of the new tabs, some of the important updates on the Jubi Suite. Leaders are really excited about that, I hear, as well, the comp plan PDF and other important announcements. But T. Lamont, I want to talk about the founding members qualification. You know, we talk about it on the webinars, folks, about the importance of being at the right place at the right time. And I always know that that these types of company builds are very, very exciting, and it only happens about every 3 to 5 years that a company comes together and really garners the public's attention the way Jubi Rev, Jubi Max has done. And again, folks, this is an opportunity for all of you to be positioned ahead of the masses, to really have the opportunity, both leaders and soon to be leaders alike, to come in here and really join us and build. One of the important things that I want everyone to understand about network marketing and about the opportunity that you have is that networking is a human activity. It's very important for you to be able to talk about your story in this industry. And so as you're sharing Jubi Rev, Jubi Max in the future, it's very important that you have the opportunity to share with your future prospects and your future team and the team you're building out. Your story is so important. And you hear, as we come on the calls, you hear a quick introduction about T. Lamont, his humble beginnings, and how he rose from humble beginnings to seven-figure enterprises. You hear my story. Well, folks, this is your opportunity to create your story. And by that I mean I want all of you who can make it to Phoenix to do so, but I know that all of you can't make it to Phoenix. But here's what everyone can do, T. Lamont. This is very important. Everyone has an opportunity to begin to create their story by joining us here at Jubi Rev, Jubi Max as a founding member. Now, the qualifications for becoming a founding member, I'm so pleased to share with all of you, are fair. One of the reasons why the revenue sharing revolution is in fact a revolution, one of the reasons why it is the most powerful, the most awesome compensation method out there is for one simple reason. It's because it's fair. I sometimes talk to you, Lamont, about Fortune 500 companies. You've got the big CEOs, the big board members, and they're sitting up in their ivory tower, and they're the ones raking in all the profits. And revenue sharing is about fairness. It's about giving back to the field. It's about allowing everyone, even if they're not a superstar, to come in here and participate and promote and actually earn. Very, very exciting. And so here's what I love, T. Lamont. For our founding members qualifications, we've done the same thing. We haven't said, folks, that if you want to be a founding member, that you have to, in order to qualify, do some amazing feat. All we've said is, in order to lock in your position as a founding member, we want you to you're already here, you're already a member, we want you to load your account between now and March 15th, and we want you to give us your word and promise that you're going to go out and you're going to promote and you're going to share and you're going to do everything that you can. You're going to attend as many company events and functions online, on the phone, on the webinar, in person that you possibly can. Just promise to give 110%, get your account funded by the 15th, and we're going to give you a very special designation as a founding members. And I got to tell you, we haven't run the numbers yet to see exactly how many they're going to be, but I got to tell you, people, this is so important for your story to position yourself as one of our founding members. But T. Lamont, it's not just the badge of honor, it's not just the story, although both of those would be reason enough to, or either of those actually would be reason enough to come in here, folks, and want to make sure that you lock in your position as a founding member. Let's rub our fingers together for a minute here, T. Lamont, together. Just kind of rub them together. The universal money sign. Let's talk about some bonuses for becoming a founding member. So this is really important, T. Lamont. I want to make sure that we've got this up, and I see you writing there, and I appreciate that because these are very important. The very first founding members bonus is I'm going to let you talk about this. This is when you get started, you fund your account, you go out and you promote. You have the opportunity to get a bonus there. Tell us about the first part of the founding members bonus, T. Lamont.
Well, this is huge. The first part of the founders member bonus is a 15% Jubi point match. Now, what does this mean? Let's say that you hadn't the intent of purchasing, we'll call it 1,000 Jubi bucks. Remember, Jubi bucks is what we're basically purchasing. That's our inventory. The whole idea is to purchase Jubi bucks and give away Jubi bucks to customers. That's going to help generate Jubi points. If we give Jubi bucks to Kim as an example, she can then go into our Jubi Max portal once that's ready and use that as a dollar-for-dollar discount. Or we could give Kim an actual sample, maybe skincare, weight loss, energy, vitality, other products that we haven't mentioned so much, and we'll need to have a certain amount of Jubi bucks to cover the purchase of that. She, Kim, in our example, is simply going to pay the shipping and handling. Now, normally what would happen is if you purchased 1,000 Jubi bucks, gave away those Jubi bucks, that would generate 1,000 Jubi points for your point pool as we move into the daily revenue sharing portion in just a few short weeks. Instead, however, if you make this purchase by March the 15th, you're going to get an additional 15% Jubi point match. So that means you're going to get an additional 150, or a total of 1,150 Jubi points once you have consumed or given away or sold that inventory. Let's say you've given that away as samples. Now, again, from a regulatory standpoint, you can't get the 15% match just because you made a purchase. This is not a high-yield investment program, Bill, not one of those, right? This is a real business, so we've got to have some performance to get that 15% match. That's going to happen there. So some folks, Mr. President, I got a call today, and someone was saying, hey, I'm getting ready to go to the bank. I'm going to do a wire. They said, hey, I'm going to make a $9,000 purchase. Now, one of the great things about the founders piece is that typically a person's not going to go to the bank and wire $9,000 because we're going to have $2,500 increments. But in the founders, that's being allowed. So this particular person, once they give away all of their Jubi bucks, they're going to have, instead of 9,000 Jubi points, so 9,000 Jubi bucks is what they're looking to purchase. Instead of 9,000 JPs or Jubi points, once they give that away, that's going to be 10,350 Jubi points. Now, just imagine this. You do this, you get an extra 15% match on yours, and then your teammates start doing that. That's going to mean a lot more Jubi points in the system when the daily revenue starts in just a few short weeks. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you, T. Lamont. You know, one of the things that I'm looking at this, and it's really fair. It gives people the opportunity to qualify as a founding member for taking early action, for continuing to promote, and it also gives you an immediate 15% Jubi point match as you go through that process, which is absolutely fantastic. But that's just the first half of the bonuses that we've put together for the total founding members bonuses. Now, the second half, T. Lamont, is where for those that are out, that are leaders, soon-to-be leaders, people that have already begun to promote and share Jubi Rev and have a team already in place, this is absolutely huge. Tell us about the 10% Jubi point match.
This is, when you say huge, huge is probably, if you know, I'm a college kick-out, so my vocabulary is not as extensive as yours, Mr. President. But I wish I could find a word even bigger than huge. This is monstrous. Here's why. You're going to get a 10% Jubi point match when your personal enrollees make a Jubi buck purchase during the qualifying period, between now and, let's say, March the 15th. Now, right now, we're still loading up funds until such time that programming says that we're ready to go on and hit that upgrade button, and you'll probably hit on that a little bit later on this evening. Now, why is this so huge? Because you've got some folks out there that are personally enrolled 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, hundreds. We've got some folks that have crossed over the 1,000 personal enrollee mark. Now, every person that they've enrolled that makes a founder's purchase between now and March the 15th, not only will that person, the enroller, not only are they going to receive their normal commissioning, but they're going to get a 10% Jubi point match. So let's say that the combination effect, you refer John, Mary, Susan, and combined they've made $10,000 in Jubi buck purchases. You get your normal commissioning, but you're also going to receive another 1,000 Jubi points added to your Jubi point totals. Maybe they collectively purchase 50,000 worth of Jubi bucks. You're going to get 5,000 in this example, additional Jubi points. Maybe 100K or perhaps even more, 10,000 Jubi points. Now, Mr. President, we were part, we stumbled upon, tripped over, bumped into this revenue sharing model a couple of years ago, or the model, I should say, obviously not Jubi Rev, but the model. And we happened to be a part of a company that was doing a pre-launch similar to what we're doing. And we really didn't even understand at the time how huge and momentous this pre-launch period is with this type of bonus. And even then, we had teammates that when the daily revenue started, because they took advantage of this type of promotion, they had 10,000, 20,000. We saw some folks with 30, 40, 50,000. I truly believe, because of the momentum that we're seeing here, that we're going to have teammates, several of them across the globe, that may be hitting 100,000 Jubi points or more because of what happens between now and March the 15th. This is well beyond huge. Mr. President, it's back to you.
Thank you, T. Lamont. And you know, we've seen over the last, and it's barely been 72 hours, T. Lamont, just a little over 72 hours since we officially kicked off phase 2. And in the last 72 hours, we have literally seen so many people go in, position themselves ahead of the masses, fund their account. We've actually got 5 different easy ways for folks to fund their account. If we could log into the system for a couple of minutes here, T. Lamont, and actually show those ways for people to fund, because I know that there are still people here on tonight's call that they've been busy, maybe they worked a long weekend and they're just getting in here and they're like, yes, I definitely want to make sure I lock in a founding member's position. So I want to show everyone how to actually be able to do that. And the way that you do that, folks, is you actually logging in to your account over at JubiMax.com. You will log in, you will click on My Account, then you will click on My Financials, and then you will be prompted to either enter in your security PIN, or if this is your first time going into this area, you will actually be prompted to create a security question and answer and choose your security PIN. Again, folks, this is a state-of-the-art system. This was not put together in a garage or by a few college kids. This is a state-of-the-art system, Jubi Rev, Jubi Max, here to power your future. Now, once inside My Account, My Financials, you go through the PIN. You're then going to click on the eCash area. And once inside the eCash area, you will see your current eCash balance. And if you'd like to load funds, click over to Load Money. And there you're actually going to see 5 different convenient ways to go ahead and fund your account. As soon as you have funded your account, you actually will qualify to be one of our founding members. You'll begin to qualify for founding members bonuses. But tell us a little bit about these quick ways here to fund their account, and then I can share some timing issues with everyone.
Well, the quickest, the 2 simplest and quickest ways, if you're already online, and many of you have been online for some time, and you are using or have used Payza, you are using Solid Trust Pay, and you may have funds in one or both of those systems. That this is not going to be a recommended necessarily pay out solution because of the fees that you would normally incur in receiving commissions, but this is a great pay in solution if you already have funds sitting there. Very, very simple to do. These are all automated and integrated. So for instance, if you chose to make a $3,000 or $1,250 purchase or whatever the amount happens to be based on your resources with Payza, you would simply click there. You would then click where it says Load Money. And then there's a box. I need to do this on Firefox, Mr. President. I forgot on my IE. This grays out. If you have this challenge on Internet Explorer, you can go to Firefox. I had no problem there with Firefox. Give me just a moment, Mr. President. Give me just a moment there. All right, so you would simply then click there, Load Money, and it's then going to take you to Payza, or it's going to take you to Solid Trust Pay. You'll log in, and then you'll finish the transaction. It's going to bring you right back to your Load Money page. I'm sorry, it might be your summary. I'm sorry, it's going to bring you right back to your summary, and you're going to see right then right then automatically you're going to see the amount that was loaded into your eCash. Then you also have the transaction ID and details down here. So those are going to be your two quickest ways if you already have Payza or Solid Trust Pay. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you, T. Lamont. Now, you mentioned a phrase that I really liked, T. Lamont. You said these are great pay-in solutions if you already have your accounts funded. So I'd like to direct everyone's attention right over here to where it says Jubi Max account. This is a great pay-in and it's a great payout method. So I recommend to everyone to go ahead and make sure one way or another that you get the Jubi Max account card. It's, I think, $12.95, but it oftentimes is going to be the cheapest way, the fastest way for you to actually get paid as you begin to earn. So I highly recommend that. It's also a very effective method once you have the card to go ahead and fund your card. Now, I should tell everyone that it could take as long as 24 to 72 hours to approve your account, because this is a Visa account card, so it could take up to 24 to 72 hours. I want to make sure that no one is surprised if there is a little bit of delay. But I also want to say that our incredible team has been working directly with the good folks over there, and they've actually seen approvals in as little as about 4 hours, I think. Some people have reported even sooner. But please, when you go to get your Jubi account card, folks, just please be patient. It could take 24 to 72 hours. Another reason why you want to use Solid Trust Pay or Payza as your better pay-in method if you already have some funds sitting over there, because it can be a little bit faster, especially if you want to go ahead and lock in your founding members position here tonight. So real quick, T. Lamont, on the other two options that we have
Mr.
listed.
President,
Sure.
if I could interrupt you there.
Absolutely.
For our international folks, what we are seeing is that this is a Visa issue, not a Jubi Rev, Jubi Max, okay? For our non-U.S. folks, I believe, Mr. President, I don't know if it's everyone, it could be everyone that's non-U.S. is getting something from Visa requiring a one-step of a verification, like loading up a governmental ID, so on and so forth. So just be on the lookout for that. I do know some people were wondering, was that a legit email they received, a legitimate email that they received? The answer to that, if you are not a U.S. citizen, the answer to that is yes, and you do want to load that up as quickly as possible. But we are still seeing most of those get approved in a very short order. Back to you, sir.
Thank you for that. And again, folks, just remember that your Jubi account card is a very convenient method for paying in. It's also a very convenient method for being paid out. And it is part of the vehicle that we're providing you. And that vehicle, T. Lamont, I should really mention this, the vehicle that you have here, folks, with Jubi Rev, Jubi Max, is a vehicle that can empower you to truly change your life, to achieve time freedom, to achieve financial freedom. And so, yes, there are some steps in here. I actually had someone ask me, why do you have the PIN? It just seems like you don't really need the PIN. Folks, we have the PIN and this system in there because this is a powerful system that is designed to empower folks to change their life. So you want these things in there, and you want to be patient with these things and press forward. But even with that said, T. Lamont, as you mentioned, our team has done just amazing things in keeping it really smooth. Now, I do want to mention two additional pay-in methods. One is ACH. For those of you in the USA, the ACH option is another quality way for you to go ahead and pay into your account. And then for US and any international company, the wire transfer instructions are right there. So that's really, really helpful. And again, we've seen quite a few wires come in here, T. Lamont, over the last few days. It has been amazing. A lot of leaders coming on board, a lot of leaders actually working with their team locally to put together funds, wiring in, and then using the Pay It Forward button. And I know we didn't talk about this here for tonight's call, T. Lamont, but I'd like to just show this if we could. Can you tell us a little bit about the Pay It Forward system and why that's so powerful?
Yeah, the Pay It Forward system is going to allow leaders, it's going to allow you to load funds, and once you've loaded funds and programming, Mr. President, I believe last time I spoke with programming about this option will probably be available towards the end of the week. towards the end of the week. The pay it forward option is going to allow you to select a user ID, maybe someone in your organization, and if you want to cover their monthly subscription or cover their Jubi Buck purchase, that's something that you're going to be able to do. Now, what you're not going to be able to do is simply transfer eCash. Let's say you've got 1,000 in eCash in your system. You can't transfer 200 eCash to one of your teammates. That's a security concern. That's why the company's not allowing that. But what you can do is say, oh, your username is Billy Bob. Okay, well, you can then pay it forward for Billy Bob for his subscription and or any Jubi Buck purchases that he may have. So some of you that are doing this, where you're connecting with teammates and you're loading up funds, that's a way that you can still pay it forward for your teammates. Back to you, sir.
Awesome. Thank you, T. Lamont. Now, I want to make sure that we get an opportunity to talk about some new tabs that are back here. This is the corporate update call. Pretty awesome that we have some really powerful updates. And, I think people are already kind of starting to see some of these. If you've logged into JubiMax.com while you're here on the webinar, or maybe in the hour or two before the webinar, you will notice a few new tabs. So right underneath where you see Home, you'll see the Corporate Overview tab right there. And if we click on that, there are some new slideshows for people that talk a little bit about revenue sharing, the full comp plan, etc. And so there's some really good information there. And looks like that's a pretty handy little slideshow there, T. Lamont.
Well, not only that, what you can also do, there's a little share button down here, right here at the bottom, well, over here to the right. You can share this file. So if you want to send a PowerPoint out to someone, you certainly can. And remember, these PowerPoints are approved by corporate, so these are corporately endorsed. If you want one that basically talks more about the compensation plan, it's got the full compensation plan elements in here. This is the PowerPoint that you want to take a look at, and I'll have a little information that we share in most webinars, but it really gets quicker to the compensation plan, the daily leadership bonuses, Jubi points, all of those good things. And then if you want a unabridged version of the PowerPoint, Mr. President, that we tend to do the income opportunity presentations from is an abridged version. If you want the unabridged version, this is great for kind of studying, getting a sense of how the flow and what to say, what you can't say, so on and so forth. Then you've got this here as well. Again, all of these have a share link. All of these have a share link. So, Mr. President, I know that we have folks out there that represent large groups of non-English speakers, and folks have been saying, hey, can I now take this and translate it to my Hebrew speaking group or my Spanish speaking group, so on and so forth. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now you have access to that in your back office. If you want to do a one-on-one presentation with someone, you've got the corporately approved material to do so. Mr. President, I don't know if you were going to mention this, but there are a few other new tabs that weren't here before, that weren't here last week, I don't believe.
Okay.
And that's right up here. As soon as you log in, once you've loaded eCash, you'll see exactly the eCash amount you have. Once we're at the point where we're ready to upgrade and purchase Jubi Bucks, you'll see your Jubi Bucks, and this is going to be real fun. Mr. President, once we get to this point, I think people are going to probably want to log into their back office multiple times a day. They're going to want to pay attention to their Jubi points, seeing those Jubi points beginning to grow, the Jubi Bucks continuing to grow, as well as their eCash. Back to you, sir.
Well, T. Lamont, I actually wanted to mention a few other tabs. If we could go back over to My Account, My Financials, eCash, and again, for folks who are getting ready to load up their account here on tonight's call, I want to mention there's actually a few more tabs. If we go to the Load Money tab, there's actually two little links right here. If we could click on Auto Ship Packages, and maybe, T. Lamont, you could kind of share with people how to estimate how they want to load their account there.
Oh, okay.
They're new.
Yeah, Yeah, wasn't that just a conference call? When did this happen?
Our
I don't
team
remember.
moves quickly.
Okay, so, all right. So, auto ship packages. Here are going to be your auto ship packages, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, that was really quick. We just got off the phone. Your Jubi 200, this is going to be your $200 a month subscription, where you're going to get 200, and we might change the name of this, personal use Jubi Bucks. If you hear that right now, I don't know if that's going to be the long-term name. Personal use Jubi Bucks. These are Jubi Bucks you're not giving away to others. Those are not going to generate Jubi points for you. This is so that you can go and buy $200 worth of products and services in the Jubi Max branded portals. Okay, so you're going to have you'll be able to choose whichever monthly subscription best suits you where you are, and so that's going to be with the upgrade. Is this live now? Does this work, or is this more for?
This is more for people to be able to figure out
see.
how much
Okay.
they want to be able to create
Okay.
for their first funding.
Okay, gotcha, okay. And then your Jubi Bucks package. All right, so your Jubi Bucks package, and as a matter of fact, let me do this because programming did send me this right before we got on the webinar. I want to show something here, if you don't mind, Mr. President, something that's not showing there. Bear with me. All right, when the upgrade button goes live, all right, we're not there yet, but when the upgrade button goes live, you're going to choose, step one is going to be choosing your monthly subscription. Step two is going to be choosing your Jubi Buck package. And remember, we shared on last week that the company has made this simpler. There are these pre-arranged packages here. If you know, okay, I'm going to get 1,000 Jubi Bucks, select that one and click continue. That's real simple. But you're also going to have the ability to put in your amount. Maybe you are purchasing an odder amount. You're purchasing 173 Jubi Bucks. You'll be able to click in here and put 173 Jubi Bucks. So you're purchasing 79 Jubi Bucks or what have you. You'll be able to do that. Maybe you're doing more in this pre-launch phase than the 2,500. You're doing 10,000, 7,500, what have you. You'll click there, you select, and then you will click continue. And then you're going to come to a page once the upgrade part goes live where it's going to show you your monthly subscription package. It's going to show you the amount of Jubi Bucks you're purchasing, what your grand total is going to be, and then it's going to let you know if you need to load more funds or what have you. Okay, so that's coming very, very, very soon. And once again, in your back office right now, you can at least see those auto ship packages as well as the Jubi Bucks packages. Back to you, Mr. President.
You know, Tilamon, with all the exciting things that are happening here, we are hearing from a lot of leaders that they're very, very excited about one of the very powerful features called the Jubi Suite. And I understand that there is a masterful training program available for leaders and soon-to-be leaders who would like to learn a little bit about the Jubi Suite. What is the Jubi Suite, by the way?
Well, the Jubi Suite is I don't think it's ever been done. I haven't seen it, and I've really followed the revenue sharing industry. So I believe it to be the first placement tool used in combination with a revenue sharing model. And there's a couple of companies that have used this without a revenue sharing model, and there's one company in particular, Mr. President. They don't have a revenue sharing model. They're not international. They're basically in North America, U.S. They may have just opened up Canada, and their product line is a niche product, great product, but it's a niche product, and they've become almost $1 billion company in great part to this placement tool and the culture centered around the tool. Now, if you go, currently if you go to your homepage and you come in under the calendar, currently there's a training under recorded calls. Now, this recorded call section may get moved to under the training section. So this will either be under the recorded call section where it is now, or it may eventually move to training under a tab that says recorded calls. But right now, if you come under the calendar and you click on recorded calls, there was a training that was done a couple of weeks ago on March, wait a minute, well, the date, well, it looks like they made some modifications back here. The training was a couple weeks ago. It's showing that this was added on March the 2nd, but the training was a couple weeks ago. You want to look at where it says video number 2, corporate Jubi Suite training. We did a live training 2, maybe 3 weeks ago right here on the Jubi Suite, So I'd have you to watch that training because as Mr. President talked about, Jubi Suite will be going live in the next few days. A second thing, if you really want some extra credit, Mr. President, you want some extra credit and you want to be that great student that's going to really maximize the comp plan, once you've done some viewing of the Jubi Suite, under training, then under the comp plan, video number 4 is the power of the 8 levels. This is the percentages related to the unilevel, and if you understand the Jubi Suite and you come back here and you watch this training, some of you have been watching the income opportunity presentations. We would get to a page, Mr. President, on the income opportunity presentation. Let me bring it up to remind some folks, those who've been following the income opportunity presentations. Almost there, bear with me. We would get to a page that on the surface looks insignificant because the percentages are 0.5%. And what we've been saying on the income opportunity presentations is that this chart for some of our leaders out there, I believe, could represent the largest income producer of our entire 10 ways the company pays. We love the revenue sharing because Joe and Susie Average get to make money every single day once that launches. We love the generational overrides. Huge money can be made. But longer term, I strongly believe if you will understand the Jubi Suite and you'll understand this chart, which is covered in that video number 4 under training, under comp, this could be, Zeke Stewart, this could be the biggest money earner in all of Jubi Rev, Jubi Max. Back to you, Mr. President.
You know, one of the reasons why this Jubi Suite is so powerful is because it gives people the opportunity to position new promoters that are joining their Jubi Rev team in just the right spot. So in example, let's say that Joe and Susie Average are out and they're just simply sharing, and they come across somebody who is a successful marketer. They decide to get started, and this person is out building, and they're out building, and they find another leader. What can happen is they can begin to leverage their current organization's growth to entice other new people to come in. And so now all of a sudden, you know, what can happen is for Joe and Susie Average, who, you know, they're just out sharing, they're doing everything we ask them to do, they're giving it their all. They may not be these great recruiters, they may, you know, not be that at all, but here all of a sudden they get the right people on their team, and what can really happen is that this can really be a powerful tool to entice other leaders to join. But now it gets way more powerful than that, actually, T. Lamont, because here's what can happen. That promoter could be there as they're simply using this to entice new people to come aboard, and all of the revenue rolls up. It's really exciting how that works. And so people go in, they see their points able to grow. Yeah, that you're right. People are going to be logging in more than once or twice a day, T. Lamont.
Exactly. Exactly.
And again, and this is another part of what makes the revenue sharing model so exciting, although this is a new enhancement that's going to make it even more edgy, more exciting, and this is really about team. This really allows you to go in as a leader and soon-to-be leader to really leverage your team's growth to help you grow even more. And you're right, we've seen companies with you know, niche products, meaning they don't have as wide appeal, who don't have the excitement of the revenue sharing model, who are only in just relatively a few small group of countries centered around here in North America, grow to nearly $1 billion because of this. So this is a super powerful tool. Now, Tilamont, while we've been doing this, I want to congratulate the dozens of people coming in right now, locking in their founding members position. It's really, really exciting. Things are lighting up in the back office here as new founding members are joining. And again, all they needed to do was to simply log in, go to the little My Financials page there. Very, very simple. My account, My Financials, eCash, load money, and fund your account. We've got 5 ways to do that. Lock in your founding members position. That will automatically entitle you to have the opportunity to take advantage of that first founding members bonus. And really excited, again, you never know. Tilamont, you mentioned this the other day, that Joe and Susie Alvarez, they may have been out sharing a little bit, and they may have a few people in their organization that have just kind of created a lead. But one of the things you said was really, I kind of thought about it all night. It's like you really don't know who you have. So it's really important that as a leader, a soon-to-be leader, you come in here, claim your founding member's position, because you don't know who you have, and you don't know who they've been able to reach out to. There's people here on tonight's call who only have 1 or 2 people, but those people have been out sharing. They've been out promoting.
Exactly.
You don't know, and you don't want to miss something huge just because you didn't take advantage, lock in your founding member's position. You certainly don't want to be sleeping when opportunity knocks. That's for sure.
Exactly, exactly. I can tell you, when we've looked in our back office and we've looked in our generations, we've seen folks that only personally enrolled two or three, but then they had a team of over 100. We've seen one person that enrolled like 22. I think they might be up to 25 now that they've personally enrolled, and yet they have a team of over 3,000. So today I take a phone call from someone who said, hey, I'm getting ready to go to the bank. I just want to make sure I've got this right. I go in my back office and I pull up the wire forms. Is that all I need to do and follow the directions? Yes. And I said, if you don't mind me asking, what are you looking to start off with? And she said, oh, $9,000. Well, my gosh, her personal enroller, which will probably be at a 10% commission rate, is going to get a 10% commission, $900. Assuming she made a $9,000 purchase, her personal enroller is going to get a 10% match in terms of the Jubi points, an extra 900 Jubi. You just never, ever know. Back to you, sir.
It reminds me of a quote, and I was actually going to close out our call with this, but I think now is really the appropriate time. And this is one of my favorite quotes, and hopefully folks have maybe heard this at one point in their life on their journey. But I think this is really appropriate. It says, 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed, Tilamont, by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bowlines, catch the trade winds in your sail, explore, dream, discover. That's a quote by Mark Twain. And what he's talking about is that you usually don't regret the opportunities that you move forward with and bring into your life and receive the abundance that's there for you, but you will regret, more often than not, the opportunities that were presented to you that you missed. And so I would just challenge everyone here on this call, on this webinar, if you like what you see, if you're excited about Jubi Rev, Jubi Max, and you say, this is fantastic, there's good people here, Tilamont, Ayabumi Moore, all these awesome people out here on the calls, myself, the incredible team we're putting together. We've got our big meet and greet coming up. If you like what you see, if you are excited about the opportunity to begin to add some abundance into your life, time freedom, financial freedom, if these are things that your goal is to accomplish in your life, then I got to tell you, there's no better time than right now to seriously take advantage of this opportunity. Let's get started. Join us. Go out, promote, and through your promotional activities, you'll actually have the opportunity to earn points. And Tilamont, we haven't even really talked about it because this is just a corporate update call, but the more points you have, the bigger your share of our daily revenue. And that's going to start in just a few short weeks. It's so exciting, but that's what makes the revenue sharing model really light up. That's what gets people so fired up, because the more points that they go out through promotion and earn, the bigger their share of our daily revenue. And so it really just comes down to one thing. You don't ever want to wake up and say, I was right there at the very beginning, Jubi Rev, Jubi Max, and I just missed it. I could have been a founding member. That's not going to be a story. I mean, that's not a story I want to hear in a couple of years. Yes,
Right.
I'm with Jubi Rev, Jubi Max. I was there at the beginning, but I passed on being a founding member because I didn't know what it was. So I would just say this, folks. We have everything that you've been looking for. We have the right company, the right products. We have the right leadership, the right timing in the marketplace. And if you're even remotely considering changing your life, adding abundance and time freedom and financial freedom, then it's a very simple decision. Log into your account, go right back to my account, my financials, eCash, load money, and choose one of our 5 sources. And again, don't hurt your family. Don't go out and max out all your credit cards. I mean, we need everyone's word and promise that they're not going to do something silly. Don't go sell the house. Start with where you can. But take advantage of this opportunity to join the Jubi Rev, Jubi Max family, because we are a company of leaders with great leadership, with great vision, and more importantly, we are a company, T. Lamont, whose goal is to empower Joe Average and Susie Average to go out and become leaders. We are going to teach leadership. And so we want to invite everyone to be a part of this incredible family that has become the Jubi family. This is your opportunity, folks. Don't mistake this as just being one of those calls. If you're out there, maybe you're a little bit distracted right now, I want you to pay close attention. I want you to remember, if you miss this opportunity, that I told you don't miss it. This is absolutely fantastic. And by the way, I'm just getting some notes in here from from programming. We have people joining, and they are funding their account. They are ready to become founding members right now, and that's an action item here too. We're going to get a really special founding members emblem up in the back office here, T. Lamont. That's going to be great for folks. We've got our programmers right now working on making sure that everyone who is a founding member has the opportunity to actually earn that first bonus. And I have to say, T. Lamont, that I have never seen a smoother launch. What would you say? I mean, you've been around the industry for a few years,
Wow.
T. Lamont.
listen, I've seen companies that have been live for 4 and 5 and 6 months that aren't operating smooth like this. So, yeah, what our programmers have done in the back, and the way someone was just remarking about customer support and how they had an issue. Customer support got right on it. I mean, we even have customer support that if it necessitates, they'll give you a call, Mr. President, and walk you through. And just the other day, customer support actually, I know they did a 3-way with someone to make sure that they got the issue resolved. And so, yeah, we've seen companies out there that have been around that have generated tons of revenue that aren't as far along as we are, and we just started loading funds on Thursday. Back to you, sir.
All right. Well, T. Lamont, as we near the end of this corporate update call, I want to close with a couple of really important things here, but I also want to open up for just a few Q&A. So if anyone has any questions that we have not addressed, I want to encourage you right now to grab your little chat box there and type in any question. Go ahead and start typing that in. If you've got any questions there that we can answer for you, we always like to let you know that we're busy. There's lots going on, but one thing about Jubi Rev, Jubi Max is that we have time for each and every one of you. We are a family. We have an amazing support team, a tech team, a design team, a graphics team, a fulfillment team, and T. Lamont, myself, and the other great leaders. We have time for you. And so if you've got questions, go ahead and type them in. Of course, if you have any support-related issues, go ahead and use the support desk there. That would be the right place for that. But I just want to quickly mention a couple of other minor things here, T. Lamont, as we close out tonight's call, and that is that we are going to get, we're planning on getting some updates from our presidential meet and greet. I've gotten a few notes here from people that say, hey, listen, there's no way I can be there on short notice. We have a lot of international people. We are truly a global company, more than just a company, a movement here at Jubi Rev, Jubi Max. But they wanted to come, and there's just not enough time to get things lined out. So we are going to be making pictures, videos, recordings, everything that we can possibly make available. Probably not going to record the entire event because, again, this is just a quick one. But for any of you out there that have decided, hey, look, I'm going to join as a founding member, or for any of you that have said, you know what, I want to meet with them face to face, shake their hands, break a little bread with them, have an opportunity to meet these gentlemen and know their caliber. Well, I invite you to come out to Phoenix, Arizona. That's coming up here in 48 hours, Wednesday and Thursday of this week. If you can only make it Wednesday, that's fine. But that's going to be coming up here very, very shortly. That's going to be at the, I think we had it up there just a minute ago. It was at the Marriott coming up right here in Phoenix, Mesa, Arizona. The Courtyard by Marriott, 200 North Centennial Way, Mesa, Arizona, 85201. Make sure that you RSVP. I think that's where people are still getting rooms to be available. I think our actually event, T. Lamont, is going to be at the official Marriott in downtown Mesa. So I'm not good with directions and addresses. I'm not sure.
That's the wrong address?
I'm not sure if it's the wrong address. I don't have a map in front of me, but I know it is the Marriott in Mesa. I think the Courtyard is where a lot of people are staying. The Marriott where we're having the event is now sold out. So.
That's what it is. I need to take out. Okay, I'm taking out the Courtyard. It's the Marriott, not Courtyard by Marriott. It's just the Marriott. A lot of folks are staying at the Courtyard. Okay, I understand.
There you go. So that's going to be awesome. I'm really excited. We're going to be unveiling some really cool pieces of the Jubi plan, as I like to call it. This is going to be a great opportunity for people to come in and kind of see inside the curtain. So those of you out there that have leaders that are coming out, you're going to want to come in. Again, it's not just for leaders. We have a lot of newbies that are coming, a lot of Joe Average and Sue Average people. They're coming because they just want to know. You know, they want to meet us, and so we're so excited to have that happen. But I also want to make sure that everybody leaves here with some specific action items. T. Lamont, you know I'm really big on step by step. That's one of my favorite things.
Mr. President,
yes,
did you forget a very, very huge announcement about this Wednesday evening?
Why don't no, I don't know. What was that? What was that announcement?
Okay, this is huge, guys. Many of you leaders out there have been asking for this. And this is important for you so you can start to plan out your Jubi Suite strategy. By the close of business Wednesday, you should have your a PDF compensation document. Got that, Mr. President?
I do, yes. Wednesday night for the comp plan PDF. I got it. Now that's going to be in the comp plan tab, right? The corporate tab?
That's going to be in the corporate tab. That's going to be in your home page, your corporate overview, just as you have access to the PowerPoint. There's going to be a tab here where you can download the compensation plan, the PDF document. We've already started going through some of those elements in terms of training under your training, but some of you just want to get a quick glance. That's where that document is going to be. It's also going to include all of your requirements to get to 1 carat, 2 carat diamond, presidential diamond. How do you qualify for the Jubi Suite, Porsche or Mercedes or BMW? That's going to be back here no later than Wednesday close of business, and that will give you plenty of time to start to study that along with the Jubi Suite, so that when the Jubi Suite comes live early next week, you can go on and start maximizing the use of the Jubi Suite. Back to you, sir.
You know, T. Lamont, you just mentioned something. It sounds like I'm going to be buying cars for people, or making car payments here as bonuses. So I want to know if we can actually have a little caveat that says if you go ahead and get a really nice Porsche, BMW, Mercedes, or Corvette, and I hope it's any one of those because I like them all, but especially if it's a Corvette, T. Lamont, I want to make sure I get test drive rights. So this Wednesday night, we're going to have the PDF compensation plan document in there on the corporate tab, and we are also targeting 1 week from tonight to have the Jubi Suite available. So we're looking forward to that being a really exciting announcement coming up here this coming Monday. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome, awesome. So let's cover then a couple of step-by-step actions, and we can be looking to see if there's any key questions that we actually need to answer. But really quick, folks, step-by-step. Number one, I want to make sure that if you're here, if you've locked in your position, and you say, okay, that's it. I'm in. I am Jubi for life. I am ready to go. You're a founding member. Well, what do you do next? Well, very simple. Number one, you want to make sure that everyone on your team has logged into the back office and has listened to my quick 2-minute corporate overview update from the president. And inside there are instructions to watch last Thursday's kickoff webinar. Again, that was just 72 hours ago, a little more than 72 hours ago that we did those Thursday kickoff calls. And so you want to make sure that everyone on your team and everyone on their team, at least as many generations as you can get depth-wise, have actually logged into their Jubi Max back office and watched that so that they get the information that we covered here on tonight's call, but they get all the excitement of that official kickoff call, because that's where they're going to be loading funds. That's where you're going to have the opportunity to begin to participate in the second part of that founder's bonus. So really important there. Log into your back office, log your team into their back office, let them listen to this quick 2-minute message from the president, myself, and then right over here where it says pre-launch phase 2, make sure that they watch that, because that's going to allow them to have the opportunity to really experience the excitement of that phase 2 kickoff and know what they need to do to actually get in and fund their account. That's the first thing you're going to want to do. The second thing that you're going to want to do is continue to keep the heat on every single day. We continue to grow. More and more people learn about Jubi Rev every single day. You know, Tilaman, I talked about the importance of positioning yourself ahead of the masses. Folks, make no mistake about it, the masses are coming. We want all of you to make sure that you are maximizing your potential, and to do that, you want to continue to share your Jubi Rev marketing link, which is available in your back office, with everyone that you can. Friends, family, neighbors, the UPS guy, anybody that you would like to share a gift of abundance with, anybody that you would like to empower with the opportunity to discover time freedom, financial freedom, that's who I want you to give that link to. And people say, well, I've already shared it with my friends and my family, my UPS man. Who do I share it with next? Well, think about your neighbors. Think about your coworkers. Think about people you went to high school with. Look them up on Facebook. Connect with them. Ask them if they're open-minded to new ideas and new ways of doing it. Ask them if they would like to see a plan B. Folks, the best part is, Tilamat, we're all always being presented with business opportunities. Some of us have been in business opportunities in the past, so you've got upline, downline, crossline, people that have promoted to you before. Bottom line is this: there's an abundance of people that you can share your Jubi Rev link. You need to simply plug in, take action, share it with them. As you have people who opt in, fill that out, create their account, pick up the phone, give them a call. Remember, folks, networking is a human activity. You want to reach out, shake their hand if you can. If you can't, at least pick up the phone and call them and talk to them. Get them to log into their back office and listen to that kickoff call from this past Thursday. That was an exciting call, T. Lamont. Man, I might actually listen to that here in a little while tonight, T. Lamont. That was awesome. Watching everybody pile in there, funding their accounts, it was really exciting stuff. And the best part is that we're just getting started here with Jubi Rev, Jubi Max. So with that said, do we have any questions that have come in here that we need to urgently answer here, T. Lamont?
Yes, there's one. Support just Skyped me, and let's make sure that we're clear on something. Give me just a moment. Let me finish this. Watch the kickoff call and load funds. Okay, support was just Skyping me here. Thank you, support. I appreciate that. There was a little. Let's make sure there's no miscommunication here. Right now, we're still loading funds. But programming said they weren't ready just yet for the upgrade button. So we're loading funds. We did show some screen captures. On the screen captures, we showed your Jubi subscription. We showed your purchasing of additional packages. That was to show you of things to come that should come up a little bit later on this week. Now, remember, there's also going to be the presidential meet and greet, so it may not happen until late in the week now. But the upgrades are not ready to go just yet. When they are ready to go, there will be a message that will go out to the field, and you'll see right here where it says upgrade. You'll be able to click on where it says upgrade, and that's where you're going to be able to purchase your monthly subscription and or also get your Jubi Bucks. If you come here and you click on upgrade and all it does is show load money, then you know you're not quite ready, okay? And again, there will be a message that will go out to the field. Give us just a moment. There's a ton of questions here. Mr. President. How much time do you want to allot? Because there's a lot of questions, and I need to kind of pick out what I think are the most important ones to address.
I tell you what, let's go to 10:20 Eastern Standard Time. That'll be about 12 minutes, and I can answer quickly.
Okay. Okay, John. John is asking, do you need to have the Jubi card in your hands in order to activate it? Do you need to have the Jubi card in your hands in order to activate it? Great question, John. The answer to that is no. You do not need to have the card in hand in order to activate it. All of your instructions are going to be back here once you've filled out everything. Now, right now, what you would need to do is just simply come back in your My Account, My Financials, Jubi account, and if you don't see an account number there, you're not activated yet. If you see an account number there, you're activated, and you'll have instructions. I'm sorry, you'll see that you just have one other step to get your card actually activated. You'll see that. You won't be able to miss it. Now, you still don't have the physical card yet. If you're in the U.S., they're saying it's going to take anywhere from 7 to 14 business days. For those of you that are outside of the U.S., we're hearing it's going to be 14 to 21 business days. There are going to be a couple of ways that you can load funds even without the physical card. And once again, there are options over here. I think there might even be, John, if you come over here under Jubi account, you have these links here. You can use the green dot. Go down to your local, actually there's a link here, and I think it'll show you where you have locations near you where you can go and get a green dot card. Make sure if you're getting a green dot card, you're not getting one that requires any type of monthly anything. It should not be anything monthly. You'll pay a small load fee, maybe like $4.95 or $4.75 or what have you, and you'll be able to load anywhere from as much as $500, sometimes even $1,000. You can use that right away. The Visa Ready link, the MoneyGram, and I also believe the Western Union, you will need the physical card before you can use those options. You can use, there's an ACH option that you can use with the Jubi account, even if you do not have the physical card. Great question, my friend. Let's see. Let's give me a moment. Let's go and find the next question. Bear with us. The questions went away. There we are. Bear with me, please. Give me a moment. Someone is saying that the wire worked great for them. They sent it on the 28th, and their e-cash was credited today. Fantastic. Thank you, Khalil. I appreciate that, buddy. Okay, someone says, okay, so I have loaded my e-cash. What is the next step? James, the next step is to wait to hear from corporate that the upgrade function or the upgrade functionality is ready to go. Wait to hear from support. I know from the company. I know there was a programming was working over it over the weekend, and there was a couple questions that programming had. They got those questions answered today in terms of how to proceed with the last step, and so they're going back to do that. That may still take a couple of days, and then even once that happens, President Beisel is going to be tied up for Wednesday and Thursday and what have you. So I would not anticipate the upgrade function now until later in the week. I would not anticipate that until later in the week. We're also being told from the programming that the PIF, or the pay it forward option, will probably be later in the week as well. Okay?
But T. Lamont, this means that if he just funded his account, he is officially a founding member of Jubi Rev, Jubi Max, right?
The next thing obviously will be to make the purchase once that's ready. But yes, you already have the funds ready to go. Congratulations, my friend. Okay. Peter, someone's asking, okay, the founding bonuses for founding members a forever bonus, or is this 1 month only. Actually, Peter, this is for this time frame, only for the founder's time frame, for the purchases that are made during that time frame. So please make sure that we understand this correctly. The company is not saying that everyone that you've enrolled that makes a purchase that forever and ever and ever and ever, amen, you're going to get an additional 10% match on Jubi points. That would dilute the Jubi points, and ultimately that would not be good for the daily revenue. That's for all of the purchases that are made during this promotional period. For all the purchases that are made during the promotional period, you make a purchase, as you give away your contents, you're going to get a 15% match. Your folks that you've personally enrolled make a purchase, you're going to get a 10% match in Jubi points as well as your normal commissioning. Great question. Okay, thank you for making sure that was clarified. Okay, give us just a moment. What is the rank advancement cutoff mean for March the 28th? Liz, just disregard that for right now. Don't worry about that rank advancement cutoff. That's not something that's going live. Can we load a smaller amount now and add more at a later date? Sure you can, Steve. You can, again, remember, right now I think the smallest amount that you show that you can load is $10, okay? So, you know, you can always load more as you have more resources. Again, purchase as much as your resources allow. Just raise your right hand and agree not to hurt your family. Give us a moment. I have the Jubi account already. Do I have to have the card to load money? I think we've already answered that. No, there are. You don't have all options available to you if you do not have the card, but you do have the green dot option available to you. You've got the ACH option available to you. Okay, so you do have options available to you. Someone is asking for international members on the Jubi account. Does the email come from Visa? Support, did you hear that? I know I've got somebody from support on Skype. The question is, for international members, we know that some of them are getting an email saying that they needed to upload their governmental details or what have you. Do you know the source of that email? Is it Visa? Give us just a moment, Louise. I'm seeing they're Skyping, so let me see what they're saying. Okay, they're going to look to get me that information, so I'm going to go to the next question. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand something that just happened. Mr. President, I've been in this industry 19 years. And for the last few years, we've been doing webinars and what have you, as opposed to just doing the offline meetings. I've never had what just happened. I've never had a situation where you have programming and you've got support listening into the webinar so that they can provide support. Usually, support leaves at 5 p.m. Not here at Jubi Rev. I've never had that happen before, and I've been in this industry 19 years. Okay.
That's teamwork.
Yeah, that's teamwork.
And I don't mean that in the classical sense of, oh yeah, teamwork. I mean truly everyone working together as a team to be able to achieve more. That's what we do here.
Yes, let's see, did he get, okay, he's still looking that up. Give us just a moment. All right, we've got about 3 minutes here. Gotcha, give me a moment, going through some more. Is there any way to add a blank here to Aubrey asked a question, and Aubrey, you probably got your answer by now. Is there any way to add a blank area for loading funds in incremental amounts instead of standard amounts shown? Yes, Aubrey, that is going to be added. Again, you may already have your answer. This is what this is going to look like. Wait a minute. You know what? That's a little bit different, Aubrey. That's a little different. Mr. President, when it is time for the upgrade button to go live, if someone has not already loaded their account, when they are at step one, when they're at step one, they can put whatever incremental amount that they want and select that, click continue. I'm sorry, this was step two. When they're at step one, they'll be able to choose their monthly subscription. Let's say even if they haven't loaded funds yet, they'll be able to choose their monthly subscription one. They'll be able, Aubrey, this was your question, to put the incremental amount of Jubi bucks they want to purchase, so it doesn't have to be one of these set numbers here. Then when they click continue, it's going to have the link that says load more funds. If you don't have enough funds loaded in your eCash to make that purchase, then you're going to have the button that says load more funds, and then you have the options to do your loading. So the answer to that question is yes. And let's answer Louise's, and I think we'll be right here at our time limit here. Okay, the email is coming from, for those of you who are international, the question here was, where's the email coming from if it's asking me to upload additional information for verification purposes for my international folks? It is coming from Total Access Corporation, and support is telling me that all you need is a picture ID. So that could be like a passport or a governmental ID, like a driver's license or what have you. It's coming from Total Access Corporation, and all you need to do is load a picture ID. Mr. President, we could stay here for several hours, I'm sure, because we've got that many questions. I know we can't answer all of those, and yours truly has to take care of my wife. She's not feeling all that well, so I've got to make sure she's feeling good before I hit the hit the road on tomorrow. Any last comments, Mr. President? I'll leave it over to you for you to close things out, sir.
Absolutely, absolutely. So if you had a question that was not covered here tonight, feel free to create a support desk ticket with that question so that we have an opportunity to ensure that all of you get your questions answered. We really do care. We really do take support to a whole new level with our incredible team and system that we have here. So I just want to close out on this. It really is simple. If you're here on tonight's call and you've already loaded funds, you've already claimed your founding member's position, the next two things you need to be doing are continuing to work with the people on your team that have not yet locked in their position. Make sure that they get logged into Jubi Max. Make sure they watch the recorded copy of the founding members kickoff call that we did this past Thursday right there, and then continue to promote and share. If you're here on tonight's call and you haven't yet loaded funds, you're kind of sitting on the sidelines, you're not quite sure, which direction that you want to go, let me just share this with you because I think it's really, really important. And it's the quote from earlier, but I want to read it one more time as we close out here. And it says, 20 years, I want you to think about this, folks. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did do. And Mark Twain continues to say, throw off the bowlines, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, and discover. Every one of you are out here on tonight's call because you dream of something better, better for yourself, better for your family, and you dream for the opportunity to have more financial freedom, more time freedom. Well, we have a vehicle here, an exciting vehicle in the revolutionary revenue sharing model that is absolutely second to none. And I want to encourage all of you to go ahead, lock in your spot as a founding member, fund your account, continue to promote and share, stay tuned, stay plugged in. Tilamon, a lot of folks are going to be coming out here this Wednesday and Thursday, but I'm looking forward to more update emails through the week as we continue to bring this system aboard. And I will close with this. I will see each and every one of you at the top and on the inside. Bye for now, everyone.